Alright guys, welcome to the video. You guys can see from the title and the way we're doing this is not going to be one of my regular training vlogs. We're in my dorm with my friend Akil right here.
So,
and we're going to be talking about the topic of high bar, low bar, pros, cons, why as a powerlifter I'm using high bar. And then I have Akil here because he's a powerlifter also, as well as rugby player. And he's going to talk about why he prefers low bar in terms of powerlifting itself. And we're just going to weigh out the benefits, the cons, the pros, and just see what it is. I'm also going to be having footage going over from my most recent training session. It was absolutely awesome. 365 for a 3x5 was fucking flying. And on top of that, some pause squats and some deadlifts. So a lot of good shit, a lot of good stuff for you guys. Gonna have that rolling. Get some music going. And let's have this discussion. So guys. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that just by watching my squat, I'm a high bar squatter, and I'm a powerlifter too, which is pretty uncharacteristic. You don't find that many powerlifters who are competing high bar, but I do have to say that the ones that are prominent, such as John Hack, are showing that it's very possible. Guys like him putting up over 700 for singles with their absolute Olympic style high bar, absolutely crazy.
Insane.
But I'm not trying to talk about that. I just want to say why I prefer high bar, why I'm not trying to stick with low bar. So first of all, I would like to say that in terms of my levers, I think that me being a person who has relatively short femurs, I think it's not a bad thing for me to use high bar. I think I'm still getting a large amount of power output. I've always been quad dominant, and with short femurs, it's not like someone who has long femurs might have an easier time using low bar because they'd be able to reduce the range of motion. For me, my range of motion isn't so large as it is. It's pretty moderate.
My low bar range of motion is just about equal to his high bar range of motion.
That's the thing, and the thing is, we're almost the same height. We're maybe an inch apart.
Yeah.
But because of our levers, for him doing high bar, it's a little bit harder than for me doing high bar in terms of like getting our mobility, getting everything set in place. He can still do high bar, but from a powerlifting standpoint.
Honestly, from a powerlifting standpoint, you want to make sure that your range of motion is as short as possible while making sure that's a safe range of motion.
Yeah.
With me, I have great hip mobility, so I'm able to take a very wide stance. It's what, maybe double shoulder width?
It's pretty wide, yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know if I have any clips of him squatting because I think we did squat together once. So I will look for that, but if I can show it to you guys, his squat his legs are really far out, and it goes to show that that's because of the fact that his hip mobility allows for it. And for someone who, like you, has that large range of motion for high bar comparatively or relatively to your body structure, it is a good idea in terms of generating the most power possible. That's why you'll see guys who are like, got the fucking proportions of Lane Norton, those long ass femurs. If you want to be competitive, you gotta squat low bar.
Exactly. But at the same time, you don't want to just squat low bar. In my opinion, over the long term, it's not a safe lift. Like, I've had hip pain in the past just from squatting low bar. I did small off junior, full low bar, did a meet, and then like hip pain. I popped my hip.
That's another reason why I prefer high bar, is that because for me, it doesn't detract that much power output. I feel that I can I'm using the safe choice. So in terms of my longevity of lifting, I think that I'm making the right choice. Plenty of people who are great examples besides like John Hack and what was his name? Sorry.
Pat Mendes.
Yeah. There's plenty of guys who are showing that high bar, you can generate a hell of a lot of power. Like if you look at, for instance, like one of the best examples right now on the internet is Clarence the Wizard Kennedy, 661. High bar pause squat, absolute ass to grass, is nasty. And he's not like a super heavyweight, he's about 100 kilograms, and that's an absolutely mind-blowing pause squat. So I can only imagine if he actually trained like a regular squat without a pause. I can't imagine what it would be, even if it was ass to grass. It's absolutely insane. So it goes to show, guys, if you have the mobility required and you have the sort of levers required, then it's not a bad idea. And for me, I heavily suggest you guys check out Juggernaut Training Systems if you haven't already, because they made a video about hip mobility and also like finding your squat groove. And I have to say that I basically used the method of finding the best range of motion, and we found that for me, I get the greatest range of motion when my knee is basically brought in line straight, directly down to my chest. I can bring this knee all the way to my chest, lying down completely. So I have very little external rotation, but you know, bringing it forward, that's where I'm strongest. So, in my opinion, with that positioning, it makes more sense for me to stick to high bar because I can get more out of my quads, honestly, in that position. Yeah. Then I feel like, as opposed to if I had that really wide stance, it would make a lot more sense to me to do low bar because when you're in that wider stance, you can use your posterior chain more, get your hips involved, you get a really hip dominant squat. That makes more sense in that sort of area, in my opinion.
I noticed a powerlifting video, but I'm sure there's some athletes out there watching this, and if you are an athlete, like, yeah, play rugby.
If you do high bar squatting and you just combine it with conventional deadlifting and Romanian deadlifts, maybe kettlebell swings for accessories, you're pretty much going all around. Like, you're really not losing out anything. And so for an athlete, in my opinion, I think high bar really is the way to go.
High bar is the way to go.
You can play around with low bar, I think, as long as you can do it safely, because I know that some people, when they do low bar, it literally looks like they're perpendicular to the ground.
Yeah, I know.
Which is, sorry, not perpendicular, parallel to the ground, which is like, that is not a position that I would want to be in personally. I think it looks like your back's about to snap in half.
Yeah, I feel like a good progression would be you start with kettlebell swings, you learn how to use your glutes and your hamstrings, move towards sumo deadlift, still keep that glute and hamstring activation going. Yeah. Go towards conventional, go towards low bar for a bit just to get that squat pattern ingrained, and then go to high bar. And I would stick with high bar as an athlete. Just because it has so much more carryover to
it does. Because when you're driving,
you will never be running with your legs, double shoulder width apart.
It just doesn't happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
So assuming that, like, for most athletes, because of the mobility thing, most people could probably comfortably do high bar more sustainably for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
It's not worth taking the risk. If anything, if you're a low bar squatter, don't do what I did. Don't go low bar for all of your sets. Warm up as a high bar squatter. Go up to your top set as a high bar squatter, but go to the low bar stance.
I think that also depends though on the severity of like their hip mobility. Because like for instance, if someone like was to be a really wide stance low bar squatter just to get the range, like the way you did to get your range of motion shorter when you were like a complete powerlifter.
I added like 30 pounds just from going like an extra like 5 inches.
Yeah, just from cutting depth that way. Yeah. I think that if that's what you're doing, do that safely. And like be really careful about that because like he said, that leads to injury.
It's not worth fucking the hip over. It's not worth it.
You can definitely be a purely low bar squatter if you keep a very moderate style of low bar. Like you make sure that you're doing something that's conducive to your own natural mobility. That is so important. So yeah, that's really what I have to say, guys. I don't know if you want to add anything else.
At the end of the day, you want to squat the way you're meant to squat.
Yeah, that's one thing I definitely agree with. So like, just make the decision that you want. I think that you can be a hella good powerlifter with a high bar squat. I'm trying to make my best with the high bar squat. I think I'm making good progress. You know, hopefully in nationals I'll squat around 440 or something like that. That would be pretty dope as a freshman, but you know, that's what we're going for. And if you guys have any questions, any concerns, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion style video. It's a little bit different. But I honestly enjoyed this discussion. That was kind of cool. I think we hit all the major checkpoints of sustainability, mobility, and power. So, you know, once you figure out what works for you, just stick with it, guys, and just go with that. You know, maybe one day I will be a low bar squatter, but it's very unlikely. I fucking love high bar, and I'm just gonna stick with it. It's what I'm comfortable with. So, same reason, make that choice, guys. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We're gonna peace out right now, and yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.